It was scheduled as an asynchronous day, not even a Zoom day, from when I did the syllabus a while back.
Say that again, Madeline.
It was scheduled, today was scheduled as an asynchronous day.
Oh,
With Zoom, so they would be around anyway.
all right. I think we're being recorded, right? Can you guys see it that it's recording? Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so just give you a little information about me. My name is Shantae Hope. I'm the resource sharing librarian at Old Westbury. I've started in 2019. Mainly, hold on one second. Sorry about that. I started in 2019. Mainly my job at Old Westbury is to handle all of the interlibrary loan / resource sharing information. So if there's any type of materials that we do not have at Old Westbury, I find it from another library for you. And we'll take a look to make sure you guys' interlibrary loan accounts are all good in a second. But before I begin, do we have any questions about the library in general?
No, I don't
Okay.
have any questions.
Okay, so first thing, let's make sure our interlibrary loan accounts are all good. So does everybody know how to get to the library homepage? If not, I'll just put the link in the chat. This is our direct link to the library homepage, and everything that we're going to be doing today is from this homepage. So like I said before, Old Westbury does not have everything. So if you do come across an item that we do not have and you may want to acquire, like a book chapter, article, a thesis, a report, any type of those items, you can request it through Interlibrary Loan. Interlibrary Loan is a free service for you guys. So anytime that you guys are researching on the internet, you do not have to pay for anything. You should not be paying for any items, all right? So sometimes you may come across, everyone goes to Google, you may come across an item or an article that you may want. You cannot, you should not be paying for those items. All right. So when you come to the library homepage under services, you're going to click on Interlibrary Loan. And then when you click on Interlibrary Loan, the main thing that comes up is this page. This is called, the service that we use for Interlibrary Loan is called Iliad. For you guys, when the first time you guys use Interlibrary Loan, if you have not used it before, what is going to come up is a personal details page, which is going to ask you for your email, your address, and your phone number. That is just a one-time registration, just so you're in the system. You all have access to Iliad through your proxy credentials. So once you log into Iliad, it's going to come up with the SUNY Old Westbury page, and I think the NAB is in the back. Just like how you log in with your Blackboard and your email, that's the same page. So once you have created, once you have logged into Iliad and you fill out those personal detail page, you will come to this screen. All right. So this is the Iliad screen. Anytime that you need to request any items manually, you will come here on the left-hand side under new requests. You will click on the article, book, or book chapter. If you need conference papers, report, thesis, or standard documents, you can request those items, but not necessarily needed. All right. It will be very, very rare for you to enter items that you need in Iliad manually. The way we have the Interlibrary Loan, the way we have the library resources set up for you, everything will be populated into Iliad. So I'm just showing you as a basis of how it will look, just in case if you do run into an article that you do want, as we get further down the line, looking at the databases, how it will come back to Iliad. But just an idea really quickly, if you do want to request an article, you will click on the new request under, you will click on the new request, you will click article, and you will complete all of the information as in the red asterisk. All right, so I will need the title of the publication, where it's coming from. Let's say if you guys looking at the New York Times, you want it from the New York Times, you would place that here. The volume, issue, and month are necessarily important, but sometimes you may not have access to that information. If you do have it, put it. The years is extremely important, and then inclusive pages. Inclusive pages is not necessarily important because sometimes when you're looking at an article, let's say if it's a PDF articles paginations are different if you're looking at it online. So that's why you shouldn't worry about the pages too much. So don't worry about putting the inclusive pages like that. Next, you will have the ISSN, the ISBN, call number, OCLC number. That information is not needed. What I do need is the article title. That is the title of the article. And then the not wanted after date. The not wanted after date is the information that I need. So usually articles now, since we are more virtual now, articles come from other libraries pretty quickly. So sometimes you can get the article within an hour, but they could take up to 7 days. So the not wanted after date just lets me know when you don't need the article after. So if you need the article by tomorrow, that's not going to happen. Unless it can come that quickly. Not saying it can't, but please give me at least enough time to populate to try to get that article out to you, or you can just leave the date as is. Will you accept the item in another language? Account number and notes? No, I don't need that information, but if you can put it information, great. Where did you learn about this item? This is just for statistical purposes for me to tell me where you got the article from, because sometimes when you guys request the same type of book chapter or book or article from a similar place, we can try to obtain it through purchasing, which our numbers is really, really low right now. So I don't think we'll be purchasing anything. And if you do like to, when you do get the article, you'll receive an email, and then under view, you will click electronically received articles, and this is where you will receive all of your articles, and they come through PDF and they stay posted in Iliad up to 30 days, okay? I know I just breezed through that pretty quickly, but does anybody have any questions about Iliad or interlibrary loan?
Yeah, I just tried logging into the Iliad and it says you have been disavowed. Contact interlibrary loan office.
Did you come back? Did you like re-register? Like, did you leave Old Westbury then come back?
I went to a different college first. That might be it.
Yeah, so probably what happened is that if you weren't registered, we just took you out the system, but that's not a problem. That's a quick fix. So if you email me at hopec@oldwestbury.edu, just let me know your name and your ID number. I can fix that in an instance. That's not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
I think once you're in, it automatically populates the article.
Yes. So I'm going to show, so as we go through, I'll show them how it automatically will pre-populate. Because sometimes, so why I'm showing you this is because sometimes when it says get full text, you may not be able to know where it's taking you to next, the next platform. So that's why I'm just showing you Iliad so you can see what it is. Okay. That was a great point, Madeline. Any other questions? Okay, great. So I'm just going to go back to the library homepage, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about our services. Here under the services is just mainly interlibrary loan. Everything else is not necessarily needed for you guys. Next, what you want to pay attention to is under research. And this is where our databases and books reside, as well as our electronic journals, but I'll get to that in a second as well. We do also have streaming videos. So you could take a look at the streaming videos. I don't think you necessarily need it for this assignment coming up, but you're more than welcome to take a look at it. The About Us has our library hours, our directory, and our other librarians, as well as some study spaces. We always had study spaces, individual as well as group study spaces, and they were more like of a free-for-all. Now it's a little bit more controlled environment. You will have to register in advance. We're working on getting a key card system, but you will have to get the key at the circulation desk. So there are study rooms at the library available to you. All right. One thing I also want to point out is this Ask Us. So what this is when it pops out, usually anytime that you come to the library homepage, this box will pop out. This lets you know that one of the Old Westbury librarians are available to help you with with any type of reference questions that you may have. If the box doesn't pop out, that doesn't mean that you still don't need to use it. It just means that one of us are not on at this particular moment, but you can still place your question in the chat, and a librarian, which we are part of a consortium called LibChat 24/7, a librarian anywhere in the nation can answer your question. If the question is specifically tailored to Old Westbury and they cannot answer it, they will put a ticket in and it'll come directly into us and we'll be able to answer the question for you. So if this box doesn't pop out right away, doesn't mean that we're not on. You can still ask your question. Or like I said, if you want to reach out to me or if you want to email me, you can do that as well. Next thing I wanted to pay attention to is under the help. If we have the access, which is the same box that I just mentioned, we have some frequently asked questions. We have the citation style guide. I know for this paper, you have to do a presentation style. Do they also have to do a reflective paper, I believe?
At the end, yeah, but they definitely need citations.
Okay, yes. So, and what citation style are they going to be using?
APA, or I'll take MLA, I'll take anything.
Okay. Okay, so.
No, I mean, sometimes the meticulous have so much stuff on each slide, you know, it clutters it. Other times they have no citations. I don't know where the information came from.
Right. Yes. Yeah, so,
sorry, one issue that happened last semester was like they relied on two, like the Globe Smart and maybe one thing they found on the web. Projects weren't as good.
Yeah.
They weren't as well researched, so they didn't have as much useful information. But they have the PESTLE thing too, you know, the political, economic.
Right, yes. Yes, so and I'll show you guys how to get citations for each of your sources today as well. I suggest, since your professor tells you that you can either use MLA or APA, I strongly suggest that you use APA. It's a little bit, MLA is a little bit more geared towards like literature and stuff. If you're more comfortable with using MLA, by all means, but it's a little bit easier to understand when you use APA. But if you're comfortable with MLA, by all means.
And management, they use usually APA. All the journals and everything.
So if you do need help with your citations, you just click on APA style, and then we have customized a sheet for you guys to do your APA in-text citations, your direct quote, your paraphrasing, all of this, all of the information in regards to APA citations and style for you. Okay, so that's under help. One thing else I want you guys to pay attention to is the research consultations. So if you do need to make a one-on-one appointment, I do have virtual appointments as well as in-person appointments. So if you come under research consultations, you can ask any one of us for assistance. But if you want to speak to me specifically or make an appointment with me, just click schedule appointment and select how you would like to meet with me. You can click no preference or my name, like I said, and I have appointments all the way up until 6:15 every day. I think Monday through Thursday. Fridays, you may not be able to catch me, but you can anytime even if the times are not available that you need assistance from me, you can always email me. Sometimes email is a little bit easier because I can email pretty quickly. Not discouraging from you to make an appointment. That's why we're having this class here, so we can knock that out the way. But in case there's something that you miss or you need a little bit more assistance, please also make a virtual appointment with me. If you need an appointment after 6:15, I'm available after 6:15 as well. Just that will be on an appointment that you will have to email me about, because I understand life gets in the way and we have other things that need to happen. So I have appointments until whenever you need assistance, just in a reasonable time. But yes, virtual as well as in person. Virtual is probably a little bit better. In person, not as much. So I encourage you to make a virtual appointment. Next thing under the help, if we go to the course support guides, I'm not sure. Have you shown them the guide for this class,
No,
Madeline?
I think briefly.
Okay. So say that again.
I'm not sure anybody actually went to it. I kind
Oh.
of said it is, well, she's available, we'll schedule it.
Okay. So we come under the course support guides, and then under business. for this class, we have human resource management. And basically what this LibGuide is just all of the information that I'm gonna talk to you about today and then some, just how to get to our databases, information about country research, which databases to use to retrieve articles, information about books, suggested keywords, interlibrary loan, web resources and data, how to link how to link the Old Westbury collection to Google Scholar. This is also a library instruction video that I did previously for this class, so it's pretty much the same thing. And I'll actually, since this is being recorded, I will upload this up to the LibGuide as well, so you don't have to worry about your professor posting it on Blackboard. I will put it on this guide and also the citation style guides. So this guide is just specifically, you know, curated just for you guys, okay? Does anybody have any questions about anything that I mentioned so far?
Are you following along with your laptops?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was okay, like, because I know you have to look at my screen and then also look at your laptop. So hopefully if you need time to, you know, use both screens, by all means, let me know. I'll slow down. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get into, the first thing I'm going to get into is we're going to look at the electronic books. Are they allowed to use book chapters, or is it a free for all when it comes to the resources for this assignment?
Yeah, book chapters would be fine because sometimes, you know, the basic information about a country might be in a book.
Absolutely. Right. That's exactly what is, that's why I would encourage you to use that. So if you guys, like I said, you're more than welcome to come to the library, but a lot of things now we want to have access to it online. So book chapters is a good starting point for you to look at, because it just gives you the basic history overview of the topic. So you can get you can start when you do your presentation and your paper, it'll just give you a foundation to start off with. So we come under research and then we click on books. Right here is our ebook collection. We subscribe to ProQuest, EBSCO, and ACLS. My favorite one to use is ProQuest eBook Central, because they get updated the most. It's easier to use in my perspective. So you can just type whatever you're looking for here. Now remember, books are not as, they don't come out as often as articles. So be careful with your keywords here. So here I will focus just on the country. So let's say if you want to just to look up your country here. All right. And see how I come up, it just comes up with Delhi just like by itself. What I suggest you do, and I'm coming back to the search, I will place it in quotes, okay? And this is called phrase searching. So we want the pieces of the country to come up together, even though it should already know that we're searching for New Delhi instead of just giving us Delhi, which is fine. But I will put it in phrase, as in quotes. And then we click the little guy here. Now our results come back a little bit better for us when we put it in quotes and we see how New Delhi is together. All right, so you could just look through here for the actual books in regards to this topic, or you can actually look at the chapter results. So you can look at the chapters as need be, okay? Hold on one second. Sorry, it was my daughter, of course. She wants to use the bathroom at the same moment. Anywho, if you come to book results are a little bit easy to view than the chapter results. Please. Okay, thank you. All right. I'm so sorry. So if you come under book results, and then if you click on the actual, let's say if you wanted to look at different titles that we have, here where it says year published, you have the years that we have books that were published during this time. Obviously, we don't subscribe to as many electronic books, but as you can see, like the year 2021, there was only 8. We're trying to build that up a little bit better. To be honest, books come cheaper as the years go by. So that's why you won't see as many books as current. But if you click on show more, you can see the years that we have. So you can click on multiple years to look at whatever you're, in regards to your topic, okay? So another thing that you may wanna take a look at is that, let's say if we click on a book, it'll tell you under availability how much access we have to these books. Most of the books that we have access to are unlimited access. So that means there's multiple people that can look at this book at the same time. If it says your institution has access to 5 access points, it will say the number. So sometimes it's rare that you would not be able to be able to look at a book. If that does happen, you can just refresh it or wait a couple of minutes and you should have access to the book. Now, when you're looking at a book, don't think of looking at using the whole entire book. You don't need to use the whole entire book. You can just look at the chapters. So if you scroll down, it'll tell you, of course, these chapters are by numbers, which is great. But you can take a look at the chapters. Let me just go back to see if there's another book that's a little bit easier. Okay, I'm just gonna pick another book. So if you scroll down, you can see here that these chapters are a little bit easier to look at, okay? And then you can download the book, or you can download pages, certain amount of pages of the book. As you can see here, it says download PDF chapter. You can get up to 153 pages. You can also cite this book. So again, if you click on cite this book and you click on APA, the citation is already created for you. All you have to do is copy and paste it, or you can see here, Command C. So you already have the citation already created. I would just double check under the citation style guides and the library guides just to make sure that the citation is correct, because sometimes it looks like it's correct, but it may not be. So about 8 times out of 10, they are correct, but just double check just to make sure the citation is correct. All right. Then you can click on read online. And then when you click on read online, you can look at the book right online. And then if you look on the left-hand side here, you notice that you have these bars here. This just shows you how many times New Delhi was mentioned in the book. So you can take a look to see on page 86 of part 2, chapter, I'm assuming this is chapter 2, where New Delhi was mentioned without actually reading the entire book. And you can put any keywords in here as well that you wanted to take a look at. Just putting, oh, I spelled that wrong. So I'm just mentioning, I just put political just as an example, any other words that you're looking for. So if you're looking for certain keywords that are part of your research, you can just put the keyword to see where it comes up, because you may not necessarily even need the chapter. You can find a sentence or a paragraph that could help you with your assignment as well, just by using the keywords, okay? And that's just using searching for a phrase. And again, you can also, as you see here, you can put in quotations to search within the book. You can download PDF, get the PDF version, and you can also highlight pieces of the book if you need assistance. Guess it's not really being nice to me today, because usually be able to highlight it, but it's fine. Does anybody have any questions about ProQuest eBook Central? All right, so we're gonna go back to the library homepage. Next thing you may want to pay attention to is where we have electronic journals. So these are just publications that that we, not everything in Browsing Library, which is our electronic journal kind of own library. We do not have access to everything. But again, if we do not have access to an article that you want to take a look at, excuse me, by all means, please put an interlibrary loan request in for the article. So let's say if you wanted to look up, you could just look up countries as well. Again, because this is looking just up for electronic journals. So let's say if you wanted to look at, let's say if we wanted to look at Saudi Arabia country report. So these are just publications that we just typed in to see if we can look at what electronic journals go to it. And by using these electronic journals, it's a little bit easier to help to look at, because you can find out what maybe is current events that are happening within the electronic journal based on the keyword that we put in, which was Saudi Arabia. Okay, I don't know why this is Syracuse, New York, but all right. So we can just click on Saudi Arabia and it tells you where this lives, where this journal lives. So this journal lives in the two databases that we subscribe to called EBSCOhost, Business Source Alumni Edition, and Gale Academic One File. It goes up to 2017. So that may be a little too far off for you, or it may just be enough. Does the information have to be current when it comes to countries, Madeline?
They're preparing someone for an expatriate assignment, so some history may be relevant. That's how
Okay.
you decide. I mean, we don't want the whole thing history of the country. We want to know.
Mhm.
I mean, you need to understand if you're going to stay somewhere for 2 years, some history.
Right. Okay.
Leave it to them.
So even though this is from 2017, if you wanted to take a look at, even though that this wasn't too far, but far enough, you can take a look at what happened previously and to compare it to the present, if you would like to do that as well. Using the electronic journals, and I highly doubt you will use this. This is just another area where you can search for information to find information on current events in that country. So let me just X out of here and go back to, let me try to do another search. Okay, let's see. And I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be biased to anyone doing this country. I'm just doing it as an example. So let's say we click here. So let's say, okay, I wanted to look at business and economy. Okay, so this is a journal, business and economy, and it's always if just for information, this is the library discovery tool, and we'll check that out in a second as well. And we click on business and economy industry studies. This is from, we have this information from 2012 to 2013. All right. So this is just an area for you to look at business journals, and we can come back to this after the presentation. I don't want to take too much time up on here to look at our journals.
That's
Okay.
really good, because I hadn't thought about, I'm always emphasizing current articles.
Mm-hmm.
This type of assignment.
Yes. So, and I'm not sure if we have too much information from outside journals, like meaning outside of the US, but that's something we could take a look at. Okay. And then this one here, I'm just clicking on another one. This is from 2009. This is from 2009, so it may not, we can still, this is all part of your research journey. You could take a look at these journals on your own time, or we can look at them later on together. Okay, so next thing under the research is our A to Z databases, okay? And the databases are basically a collection of articles from newspapers, magazines, and journals. Specifically, there are certain databases just catered for you guys, okay? And as you can see, the Ask Us popped out, and we know that a librarian is here, but we don't need them right now. When we needed you, you weren't available. Okay, so first database that I'm gonna have you take a look at is if you come under B, okay? And then we're gonna go to B, and then we're gonna go to Business Source Complete. All right. And then under, for here, you can take a look at the thesaurus. So basically, the thesaurus is just basically additional words, synonyms for topics that you may want to look at. So let's say if I wanted to find another word that is used. So what the thesaurus terms use is just the index terms on how we find articles. So let's say I'm just putting this as an example. Let's say if I wanted to look up, I'm sorry, that's not the website search box. It is this search box. Let's say if I'm typing up information about legal. So nothing is coming up. So these are actually the additional index terms that are used to find articles. So let's say if you wanted to look up information about legal assistance, you will use legal services. So if you keep typing in legal assistance, or, you know, and nothing is coming up, this is the actual index term that you would use to find your articles that you're looking for, okay? And it's just another way for you guys to use the search. So don't underestimate the power of using a thesaurus, okay? And then when you click on legal services, it'll just give you, when it's highlighted with the link, it'll just tell you information about what the term means. It's supposed to give you when it was entered, but I guess it didn't. So yes, but using the index terms is just another way for you to find, using the thesaurus is just another way for you to use keywords, okay? So when you're searching here, for you guys, what I suggest you do, you guys are doing the PESTLE analysis, correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, so what you guys would do is just come, as you can see, it comes up right here. You could just type in, and I will put it in quotations. And then I would just type in my country. Why am I spelling this wrong? Okay. And then click search. And then it will give us information in regards to that. And let me take off the quotes actually, because sometimes. Okay,
It's a lot easier than doing each letter yourself.
Say that again, Madeline.
I figured that maybe in the groups, they would each take a letter.
Oh, okay. So, each of you are taking a letter, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably report back to the group. And then you could just click on country territory report. And this is current, this is from 2022. And then you will click on PDF full text. And it will give you the information in regards to your topic, okay? And this is 59 pages, so all of you can take a piece and go through it to help you create your,
Wow.
So you have the legal, we're not gonna go through it, but yes, then you have your political, all of this information, okay? So does everybody understand what I just did here?
Yes.
Okay. So this is exactly what you need for your paper. Say that again, Marilyn.
So impressed.
Yes.
I told you could find anything.
You can find it. Yes. 1, 2, 3, bam.
Find it.
Okay. That's all. That's what we need. I like to be able to get straight to it. I don't like to go all around the world to get information. All right. So that's all you need to know for your for your PESTLE analysis. Now, if you wanted to find additional topics on your letter for your PESTLE analysis, you come here and then you can get even more specific. So if you guys are taking a letter, you can just put in P for political, economic, technology, legal, and I think what's the other E?
Environmental.
Okay. So you can do this as well. Okay. And you have access to all of your information here. Even if, and I'm giving, this is just the basic, I'm just giving you like basic terms. As you guys, I'm not exactly sure about each country and what you guys plan on talking about for each of your, as you go deeper into your analysis, but then you can use more keywords here. And if you're lost on what words to use, or you have a list of words, but it's not giving you anything, use the thesaurus, okay? Another thing too, is if you click on the left-hand side here, we have the limit to. If we click on full text, it's just gonna give you articles that we already immediately have. If you click on the references available, it just gives you articles that have the references that are used in the article. So let's say how you guys have to create a reference list. You can look at other articles, their reference list, instead of going all the way back to your search. So you click here where it says cited references. And these are all of the sources that were used in the original article. So the original article is filling the void. This is as an example. So the reference list for filling the void is everything that is here. Sometimes we have access to information, sometimes we don't. So let's say if you wanted to look at, just as an example, if you wanted to look at one of the sources that was mentioned, but we don't have access, if we click on get full text, it's gonna bring us to the library discovery tool. And if we don't have access, it's gonna say check for available sources. Anytime that you see this screen come up, always sign in. So it's the same way you signed in, just how you sign into interlibrary loan, email, Blackboard. I've been on this computer so many times, so it automatically knows. How you know that you're signed in is on the top right-hand corner. You click, you'll see your name. And then you would click on request full text. So when it's requesting full text, now it's bringing us to the Iliad page that we just see. And you see how everything is pre-populated. The only thing that is missing here is the title, which should not happen, but you would just put the title of where it came from, which is this guy here, family court and legal culture. Okay. So this should never happen. You should never be pre-populating, putting any information. And then all the information is populated for you. All you do is click submit request, okay? Of course, the article title is not there. This is just an example, so we don't need to do that. Just click submit.
It went automatically populated.
Yeah, it usually does it automatically, but this is a special case. We looked at a special item, so, and then it will come up with that. So that's how you will see this Iliad. So like I said, any step that you go through, you should not be putting, manually putting any information in, okay? Does anybody have any questions so far about what I did? Pretty easy. All right, so the next database I'm gonna show you is called Country Watch. So we go back to research and click on databases A through Z. This bar should always be here for you, so you don't necessarily have to go back to the library homepage. So we're gonna go to C for Country Watch. Okay. And Country Watch looks like a website, but it is a database, all right? So Country Watch gives you information about countries. Where you guys are gonna go to for information is if you come to this intelligence zone, and then you click on country reviews. You look for your country here. Say we want to go to.
I would suggest you try it now
Yes, please.
because she got us the free access. Otherwise, I have to get it to the show.
Oh, no, this is not the free access one, Madeline.
Okay.
This is the one we subscribe to. The free access one, I'm gonna hold off for that for now because it's been giving me a little bit of issue. So I'm gonna hold off on that, but I'll put once I get the direct information, I'll put it in the lib guide. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, it's great. Just
Okay. Yeah, because it worked that one time when we had class last semester, and then it went completely. So
too many times.
yeah, right. It probably recognized like, okay, you're taking advantage here. Okay. So at Country Watch under Intelligence Zone, country reviews, put your country, and it has all of each of your letters here for you to except for the technology piece for you here to get your information. Okay, so social, environmental, so all of your information is here. Okay, and then if you scroll, there's a way to get the citation. Sometimes they put it, sometimes they don't. There is a way to do it. I'm just drawing a blank right now. Oh, yes, okay. So if you click on citation, so this is the citation that you will use for APA. So all you will have to do is to put in this information. So wherever you clicked on, so for instance, we clicked on environmental issues, you would just put that in the place of it. All right, in place of where the parentheses is. Okay. Everything is pretty much else the same. All right, because this is an online source. All right, so this is where you would get your information for your citation. All right. So under country reviews again, all of your information is pretty much here. Okay. Any questions in regards to this? Okay. Perfect. The next database I'm going to show you, because Country Watch is pretty much it. I mean, pretty much easy. The next database I'm going to show you is if we come to N, or you can go to L. If we go to N for Nexus Uni, which used to be LexisNexis, I think the name still is there. Under Nexus Uni, how I'm going to show you how to retrieve the BMI risk report for the country. So under Nexus Uni, you will come under where it says Discover Topics. We'll click on Business. And then we scroll down just a little bit more. And we're going to come to where it says BMI Country Risk Report. Click on the three dots. You can click Get Document, or you can click on the magnifying glass, or the magnifying glass is just going to put it there. So you would just click on Get Documents. And you will type in your country here on the left-hand side where it says Search Within Results. All right. All right, and here is information. Now, even though the risk report may not say the country, you can definitely take a look at the country. I mean, look at the risk report and see where was mentioned your keyword that you input. All right, and you could just take a look at this if needed. All right, this is just another area for you to search. So let's say Nigeria. I guess it's not. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I guess it's not being too nice. But as you can see here, it comes up with our keyword. So you can just take a look at this as an example. This is just another place for you to search. You don't necessarily have to use it, but any type of information that we need about to get country information, we'll take a look at it. Okay. Right. Is there any questions about Nexus, Uni?
When they change the name?
They changed the name about a year ago.
Oh,
But we still have it under, I'm just going back to the list of databases. We still have it under LexisNexis as well, because I still call it LexisNexis as well.
because they had a legal assignment. I think I mentioned LexisNexis, but.
Yeah, it'll still go to the same place. All right. Are there any questions about the databases? So the databases that we looked at, we just looked at LexisNexis, Nexus Uni, Country Watch, and we also look at Business Source Complete. So those are the 3 databases that we looked at. On the citation style guide that I have, not the citation style guide, on the course support guide that I have created for you, I put a couple of websites that you guys can look at as well. So you can take a look at that on your own in regards to that. The last thing I'm going to show you is our library discovery tool, which is our search box right on the library homepage. So from here, you can just type in what you're looking for. Here you can type in whatever you're looking for. Use as many words as you want. And if you notice, I put and in capital letters. This is another way to search. This is using a Boolean search, Boolean, and it's just letting me know, you can use this for using the World Wide Web or anything like that. It's just letting me know I'm looking for this keyword and this keyword, not in using the word and as well as in the search. Okay. So you can start to look at here. So here is going to pull out the keywords as you see as it's highlighted in yellow, and it'll tell you what type of source it is. It's an article. And it'll just tell you where we got it from. This mentioned Africa, so that's African. So I guess that's why I pulled this article. So you can also, again, you can do the phrase searching. All right, to help you with your search. I guess this wasn't too nice. I didn't do a search on this, so I didn't know that was gonna happen. But it could happen, it could happen. But you can also, like we said, you can use the databases to find information. This is just another area to look up information here.
And as long as we're like, our username is working and password's working, we could use this as long as we want, or when we graduate, we can't use it.
So after you graduate, so once you graduate, you'll still have access to this, but once you click on, like, just say if you wanted to view it online, you won't be able to view it. You will have to log in, and then I'm not sure if your login will work. You can still try, but if you wanted to view it after you graduate, I'm not sure. There are some databases that have alumni access, and we're still working on that, but you shouldn't worry about that right now. If not, you can use the New York Public Library or any other library system if you do need access after you graduate.
What about Google Scholar?
Okay, yes. So that's what I was going to show you next. So if you do decide to use Google, I suggest you use Google Scholar. Okay. As you can see, I'm a horrible speller. So don't go straight to Google. Always go to Google Scholar. And when you click on Google Scholar, make sure the library, the Old Westbury Library, is connected to Google Scholar. So just make sure that you're signed in with your Gmail account. It doesn't matter what Gmail account that you use. I link my Gmail account to my Old Westbury account to make it a little bit easier for me. But you'll be able to see the articles that we have, but it's always going to tell you to connect through that proxy where you have to log in with your username and password. All right, so to connect the library to Google Scholar is if you click on these 3 lines here, then click on settings, then come under library links. You just type in Old Westbury here. As you can see, I already have them checked. So once you click on Old Westbury, it's gonna have SUNY Old Westbury available at Old Westbury at OW, and then SUNY College at Old Westbury, ProQuest full text. And you can click on the Open WorldCat if needed, okay? So what this does is if you're looking up your topic here, let's go back to Nigeria, okay? On the right-hand side, you'll see all of the articles that we have access to, okay? And here, let's see. We can be as specific as possible, again, using additional keywords and everything like that. But you notice here, we have access, it'll take us straight to the article with the PDF, okay? So we have access here through that, okay? So once you log in, if it does tell you to if you can't access article, it'll tell you to, like, if you're off campus, make sure you log in with your SUNY Old Westbury credentials. Or you may not even need to use that, but you can always go to Google Scholar and link the Old Westbury resources, and you have access to us, okay? So this is another great way for you to get access to materials. And then you can also cite from Google Scholar too. And you have the APA citation here as well. And it also tells you what was cited by, and then again, it'll go down further with other articles that we may have access to that may not have come up in the databases on the library discovery tool. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I try to give you all of the tools so you can make this report as easy as possible without feeling too overwhelmed. I try to take you straight to the answer. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody should be getting a 99 on this report, Madeline.
Okay, well, the ones that showed up today are.
Well, hopefully they take these resources back to the group.
group.
Yeah, and I also, and that's a good idea. Thank you, so I can record it, and I'll also put this recording on the LibGuide, just in case. Are there any questions?
This is not the typical search that we usually have, through articles, through ABI or EBSCO.
Yeah. One thing I will mention is that if you do come across a book that we do not have access, not that we don't have access to, if you do come across a physical book, we do have the option for it to be picked up, or it can be sent directly to your home. So you don't have to step foot into the library. You can have the option to have it picked up or sent directly to your home. Okay. Just a little tidbit. Are there any questions?
When I did a search of articles for some of these countries.
Say that again?
When I did a search for articles, like for current events for these countries.
Oh, you want me to go back to the browsing, to the journals?
I didn't get as much results as
When
what
you
just, yeah.
When you put in the quotes, it kind of gives you more sometimes.
Are you talking about the electronic journals, this piece?
Like ABI, usually I have students going to ABI or ProQuest.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes, you should be able to use a quotation. Are you in ABI right now?
I am, yes.
Okay. I didn't focus on ABI, but if you want me to go into ABI, I could. Because ABI,
I think they have enough, actually. There's a lot more than we looked at last time, but
Yeah, ABI, they focus more, you know, it's a little bit more on the country, I mean, not the country, the company. So, but you can take a look at, that is one of the ones that you can take a look at. But I gave them all of the direct access. I'm sorry, I don't even have this, my screen even being shared. I'm thinking I have my screen shared all the time.
that's actually more focused and informative than skipping through all these articles.
But do you want them to still have, you still want them to have access to articles as well, secondary information instead of
Yeah, because
primary
it's
information?
preparing people for expatriate assignments, so they still may need to do some expatriate, just general research on how that happens, like what are in training programs,
Mhm.
and pre-departure, during departure. We're not really dealing with repatriation, but that's the creative part.
And if they, once you guys do your PESTLE analysis, I guess once you get all those pieces down and you want to focus, once you find your keywords on the articles that you want to focus on, then you should go back and look in the articles. Because I'm not sure, when is this assignment due?
It's due on Monday.
The whole, oh, okay.
We each do like a slide though, so it's like,
Okay. So there is the reflective paper. Is that when they're going to be doing more background information, or maybe I'm confused? I think you're muted, Madeline. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm getting the echo again. Oh,
that's fine.
The reflective paper is on their experience in the group and just what they learned.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just gonna put this out there, since I showed you guys directly how to get your information. If you having trouble finding secondary information, meaning articles, then you can meet with me individually and then we can go through it if you need assistance. Is that helpful?
yeah, very helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, because you guys should be able to do the presentation, the PESTLE analysis with no problem. But it's just finding the secondary information to back up doing this. I'm pretty sure you're preparing this HR representative to go to a country. If you come across that brick wall, guys can make an appointment with me, or Monday. This whole assignment is due Monday.
Yeah, but we want flexibility. I want to get them started. I mean, I think the background is just so they know maybe what they'll have to decide what to focus on as far as
Okay.
departure training. That's the creative part.
Okay. Well, we still have a whole day tomorrow to focus on. Unfortunately, Friday I'll be on a flight to Florida, but just for a wedding. But let me stop recording.